I think there's something we're all missing right now. Low key, Ikemoto just confirmed Naruto is not coming back. And I guess everyone is just not talking about it. So I guess we gotta go over it. So I first noticed this a while back, but this recent chapter really confirmed it. So let's talk about it. But before I do, can we get 300 likes on this video? That would be simply amazing. We're starting to really gain our momentum back, so I would actually really appreciate it if you would all show some love and support if you mess with the vibes. That's really it. Enjoy the video. So Kawaki made it as clear as day. He wasn't releasing Naruto and Hinata from the Daikokuta dimension until the following was finished. The Shinju were destroyed, Code was put in the dirt, and most importantly, Boruto was gone. I'll just put an asterisk on Boruto though, because obviously he's gonna be the one to actually convince Kawaki to release their parents. So he's not really gonna be a part of what I just said, so it's mainly just Code and the Shinju. Like I said multiple times, Kawaki is a nutcase. He's actually crazy. As a child who grew up without someone to truly call a father, you know, someone to look up to, share laughs, and honor, he quickly grew obsessed with Naruto. Naruto was the only one who ever showed Kawaki love. He didn't beat on him, downgrade him, or simply just treat him like trash. So he's developed this mindset that a world without Naruto in it isn't worth living in. He genuinely has nothing else going on in his life to strive for. No other goals, no other interests. All his aspirations revolve around Naruto and his protection. If he can't protect him, he might as well be dead. That's how he thinks. He even says multiple times throughout the series that when the Shinju are gone, Boruto, just all the threats that Naruto faces, he will unalive himself because he also has Otsutsuki DNA, the race of species he hates the most. Isn't that crazy? Kawaki became the thing he hates the most to get rid of them using their own power. Then he will get rid of himself because he shares their DNA. If that doesn't surpass Tobirama levels of hate that he has for the Uchiha, then I just don't know what to say anymore. Like, it's honestly impressive. He put Tobirama to shame. But Kawaki's way of thinking always been really impulsive, selfish, and short-sighted. He's willing to unalive Naruto's only son, take him away from his family and the whole village for years, and also unalive himself after to essentially escape the consequences of his actions, just for Naruto to be quote-unquote safe. A fate that you forced onto him? A fate that he never asked for? That's just selfish. What are the chances that Naruto is free and just becomes depressed because of what Kawaki did? What if the reality he's bringing Naruto back to is worse than him just dying with honor and protecting his village? Like I said, it's really selfish. But that's just Kawaki's character until Boruto inevitably gets him to see the truth behind his actions. So all this time for the past 3 years, everyone has been wondering about the sudden disappearance of Naruto. Believing Boruto unalived him, they just banished him out of the village without really doing any extensive investigation behind that case. The only people who really know the truth behind Naruto's disappearance is Boruto, Shikamaru, and Kashin Koji. I also think Ino and Mitsuki knows he's alive and safe at least, but I don't know how much they believe of that, especially Ino. But since that's not the main goal right now, I don't think anyone is really focused on that. Boruto knows that the only way he gets to see his parents again is if the Shinju are gone. Only then can he somewhat convince Kawaki to release them. And even then, the chances are slim because, like I said earlier, Kawaki wants him gone too. But no progression towards that goal can be made with the Shinju still around, especially Jura. He's the strongest enemy they've ever came across. And with both Boruto and Kawaki being considerably stronger than Naruto, we know Jura would absolutely destroy him. So Jura would probably end up devouring Naruto as soon as he's unsealed, like no delay. It's not worth it to bring Naruto back right now. Even if everyone knew about Naruto's whereabouts, they'd probably still tell Kawaki to just keep Naruto safe until Jura is dealt with. That means they'll just keep it on the down low. They won't tell the elders, this won't get out to the public, nothing. That's the smartest thing to do right now. During Jura's quest to understand and conquer love, he's mainly looking for Naruto for that to happen, because he feels like his relationship to the other Biju has something to do with love and will allow him to understand it better. So yeah, that adds Jura to the list of people that want to mutilate Naruto for no reason at all. Code, Momoshiki, and Jura. So I guess you can't say Kawaki has no reason to keep Naruto locked away. It's super wrong, but it would keep him alive. So hey, I don't know. But recently, we found out that future has a high chance of not even happening. And this goes back to chapter 13. Kashin Koji was talking to Boruto about the future, and in this future he mentions that there are a lot of futures where Jura unalized Boruto, and then soon after, Kawaki gets devoured. It's not an absolute thing, but it happens more times than not. And now that I'm thinking about it, why didn't more people get skeptical about Naruto's return right here? If there were many futures where something happens to Kawaki, then the chances Naruto returns remains low as well. So from chapter 13, let's say the chances Naruto makes a return to the story is around 14%. Pretty low, but like Koji said, it's not really an absolute thing. That statement is pretty vague, by the way. There could be a 98% chance that Kawaki gets devoured, but since it's only 98% and not 100, it's technically not an absolute thing. I may be reading too far into it, but yeah, it still doesn't tell us any real information. But anyway, I could see why people remain calm after Koji said this. There's still a lot of time to change the future. So maybe if Kawaki just gets stronger and Boruto simply doesn't die, which we know he's not, then I guess Naruto is set to make a return real soon. So it's not nothing that's too crazy. But when Kawaki actually gotten stronger because of Amato, and he still couldn't even comprehend beating Jura, then that should have made this a bit more concerning. Like all this time, we thought Kawaki and Boruto were closer than they actually were to Jura's level. But it seems like, well, let me not say we. I was wrong. I was wrong to just assume that I knew the full extent of Jura's power when clearly it exceeded every expectation that I had for him. This is the scary part. When Amato asked Koji to tell him if Kawaki actually revived Akabe, Koji said no. There is not even one future where that happens. As of right now, it doesn't exist. And it's not because Kawaki just lied. It's not like he was too scared of Akabe turning into a crazy otsutsuki. It was because in nearly every future, an overwhelmingly amount of times, Kawaki ends up being destroyed by Jura. And as you all know, if there's no Kawaki, then there's simply no way Naruto can make a comeback. That option is taken away, and there's no chance he comes back before Jura is defeated. So guess what? In most futures, Naruto does not return. So the odds that Naruto returns before was about 14%, and now it's either remained the same or decreased slightly because we're just getting closer to Kawaki's death. Like I said, I don't really understand why more people aren't talking about this. Although I will say, 14% might not be as accurate right now. Because when Koji said this, he was going off the last time he got a vision, which was in chapter 23, correct me if I'm wrong. But I think the last time Koji got a vision was before the Mamushi invasion. So up until now, he would have needed a little update. Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's not like Kawaki had some crazy power-up since then, but I'm being generous right here. Even if you were to include the power-up that Kawaki just got, it would only increase the chances he doesn't die by maybe 10%. So that means the odds that Naruto returns is only around 24%. If you were to highball Kawaki to the absolute max, you'd still only get to around 48% for him to live. Still not good enough. It's just not. And like I said, I'm being generous. I'm low-key downplaying prescience to even assume that Koji didn't already foresee Kawaki getting another upgrade on top of the upgrade he just got. So from his last vision, there's a small chance he probably already knows about Kawaki's new power. Only a small chance. I'm still gonna choose to believe what Koji said though. After Inojin mastered his new jutsu and defeated Mamushi with it, then the future took a big shift after that. So much so that he's in the dark until he got a new vision. So if we take that into account, I guess no. Koji probably didn't know about Kawaki's new power up. Because if he's seen that, then he would see Amato kidnapping him and he would plan accordingly. He didn't see that future. So I'm guessing he doesn't know about Amato strengthening Kawaki even more. But what I said still applies. It's crazy to assume just because he got this upgrade, he can't be unalived by Jura. There's still a high chance, a very high chance of that happening. So at the current moment, I would say the chances of Naruto returning is still very low. And of course, if Kawaki dies, there is a high chance that Boruto is next, or he could be first to go. So that also means Sasuke very likely doesn't come back, and Jura and Hidari live on until they mature to full-grown divine trees. Where we are at in the story, it's still very crucial to have prescience, because the future can still be changed. Kawaki can still be changed, but it all depends on the moves they make to ensure it happens. And that includes making sure Kawaki never finds out about prescience. Even Amato made sure to not tell Kawaki about such power, because that knowledge would shift the future even more. And knowing that it's Kawaki, it would probably be in a negative way. So right now, the grind truly starts. Since the beginning of the series, they've been building up the odds they have on defeating Jura. It started at 0%. Then guess what? Boruto got stronger. The odds went up, but not that much. We found out that Himawari had the Nine Tails. The odds continued to rise. Even if it was just by 1%, the odds are still rising. That's what they want. Sarada got the Mangekyo Sharingan, Kawaki got a couple buffs, even Inojin learning a new jutsu. All these little things that may not seem all that impactful, it builds up. It adds on to the percentages that tells us whether they can finally take on Jura. And the more they keep rising, the more likely that Kawaki will survive the final fight versus Jura, and the more likely Naruto returns. Even Boruto forming an alliance with Momoshiki raised the odds. Even him getting a new sword made by Sumire. You get the point, I'm not gonna keep going on with that. But yeah, every little small thing adds up. They probably won't get to 100%, like ever. But if they can break the odds to about 60%, I'd be happy to go into battle with those odds and just roll the dice on that. So you tell me, what's the next small thing Koji, Boruto, or Amato does to raise the odds even more? Who's next to get a new crazy power up? Mitsuki? Maybe Himawari gets KCM. Or maybe it has to do with them defeating Hidari. That could also raise the odds massively. At this point, anything helps and is accepted. So what's next? I personally don't think Naruto will be gone forever. I just like to spice things up sometimes. And it does make for good conversation. But who knows, maybe that's the direction Ikemoto chooses to go. It's possible. So therefore, I wanted to make this video talking about it. So like I said, let me know what you all think. Is there a path for them to beat Jura right now? If so, how can they make that happen so Naruto can eventually return? So I guess that's gonna do it for today. I hope you all enjoyed the video. And as always, if you did enjoy the video and don't mind seeing more like this in the near future, go ahead and like the video. Also comment, subscribe, and turn on them post notifications so you know whenever I upload or go live for chapter spoilers. And until next time, I'll see you boys and girls later. And I'm out. Peace.